Around the Table on Harrison's original KHOZ.
Welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. And Ann's not here again.
Ann's dressed like a man today.
Yeah. And you're looking a little masculine.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I probably sound even worse because
so
overnight I picked up, now I've got the sinus infection.
Know. You're not...
no vertigo today, but I'm sick.
Well, maybe you need a little bit of snot to solve your vertigo problem.
My snot turns into cement. It's like quick snotcrete. I don't know what it is, but you know what? We're making it through the day. It's Wednesday, peak of the week. It's all downhill from here. So
all right,
we're just going to make it through.
Your camera's a little bit...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not perfectly in line with
well,
your
you should
alignment.
be.
Yeah. Anyway.
So this happened to you overnight?
Oh, yeah. I went home and I wasn't feeling that great anyway. And I had previously made the appointment for my PCP.
So you don't think you got it like in the airplane?
No.
Coming back?
I had vertigo. Everybody's sick.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's got some kind of sinus crap.
I'm not sick.
Well, yeah, but you are in the head. Brenda's been sick. I just got it. So apparently I had the precursor to...
Oh.
So, look, give me some antibiotics, a shot in the butt. I don't care. I don't. I'm just going to go.
I've got some needles.
So do I.
They're quite long. I don't think they're made for subcutaneously injecting.
No, they're for.
They'll hurt.
Good.
And if you want me to give you a shot, I'll be glad to give you one after the show.
I like a little pain every now and then. But you say we're getting through it,
Yeah.
And here we are. And
well, let's do this show today like it's a national show.
Okay.
Okay, you want to do it like that?
Where do you want to start?
I'm going to toss it over to the weather department.
And here we are for the weather for today. We're looking at partly sunny skies with a high near 75. For tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 57. I'm going to stop now. Thursday, showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Possibility of a thunderstorm. After 10 a.m., precip chance. 80% with a high near 73. Thursday night, we still have a slight chance for showers. Otherwise, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 53. Friday, sunny and 75. Mostly clear Friday night, 54. Heading into the weekend, Saturday, sunny and 81. Thank goodness for that. Maybe it'll just cook the snot out of our sinuses. Wouldn't that be nice? 20% chance of showers. Saturday night, otherwise partly cloudy with a low around 60. Sunday, sunny, 82. And as we head into Monday, sunny and 84. Still a little bit of shower chances next week, but you know what? It's that time of year.
It is.
My property is like 7 feet tall. I got a riding mower, and it runs.
Your property's 7 foot tall? Or the grass on your property?
Everywhere. It's grass.
Everything's
it just keeps
growing.
Wet and growing, wet and growing, wet and growing. We got to stop and mow.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. I've noticed that this year, my woods. I live in the middle of the woods.
Right. So do I.
And I can't see anything. Like I used to be able to see like the neighbor's house a little bit. You could see it a little bit. I don't see anything. It's a curtain of green.
Sometimes you don't want to see everything. So in the wintertime you do.
Yeah, so sometimes the neighbors do some weird things that I don't want to see anymore.
Well. But yes, you cannot see through the woods this time of year, so it's pretty thick.
Well, it's a lot wetter. I think the average rainfall is a lot higher this year.
I think we've got our allotment, right?
Yeah. But we'll be complaining. Don't worry. There'll be some hot weather coming up pretty soon.
The weather's the weather. I'm tired. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just going to deal.
Deal with it.
Just deal.
Deal with it.
That's right.
That's
Smiles on
every
face.
answer.
Yes, deal.
Just deal with it. All right. Okay. Topic to ponder. We've been doing some topic to ponders this week. This is our, we're only doing 4 this week.
Good.
Because Monday was
a holiday.
A throwaway day.
Well,
it was a fun day.
It was.
It was a good day.
And we have a short week, which we'll take.
Yeah.
We'll take that. All right, what do we got?
Well, let's see.
Didn't I set up your AT&T?
Let's do this. No, okay. Oh, I did.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
What family member always makes everyone laugh?
Okay, your grandfather, your psycho uncle, me. I like.
Well, you would be the one that everyone would say you're the answer.
Right, but your grandfather, your uncle, even.
Well, I'm looking for someone
Okay, you're
specific.
Your crazy Aunt Martha.
Okay.
Somebody like
that.
Do
you have somebody in your family that's that?
Me. That's it. You picked it.
Yeah.
When I read this, I'm like,
that's me.
It's me. And I'm not being arrogant or conceited. It's just when we all gather around and
just the facts, ma'am.
I kick it off.
Okay.
They've asked me to tone it down too, and to even
maybe it's not funny that they're wanting you to tone down. Maybe it's not the jokes and stuff. Maybe it's just your open mouth. Could you shut your mouth?
It's funny
every
because
now and then?
I don't stop if people are laughing. I will continue, and if they stop laughing, I will stop.
Yeah,
because it's not funny anymore.
Yeah, but sometimes people laugh out of
courtesy.
Out of courtesy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the. I got your courtesy laugh.
You pegged them right away.
Yeah.
Oh boy, let's see. For me, what family member always makes everyone laugh? I don't know if I've got funny people in my family.
Are you all just all dry humor people?
No, but every now and then somebody will say something that's kind of funny.
Do you have a breakaway family member?
But no, there's no one really that I can think of that just wants to make everybody laugh.
Right.
Now, I try to make everyone smile and feel happy and comfortable.
Because why go through the day all wound up in knots with anxiety and drama and angst and.
Yeah, but I think everyone has that person, and we want to know about it.
Yeah.
Go to our Facebook page at Around the Table on Facebook, on our Facebook page, Around Facebook. On Facebook.
You've been doing this all morning. I'm going to record this live read and then read it live. My live read is gone. You're whacked. You're whacked today. And it's probably a good thing. So
Ann understands me.
When you get here in the morning, I try to leave as quick
you know
as
what?
I
I've
can.
got divorce papers. I'll serve them to you Friday.
Okay, perfect. Friday.
You're going to sign
just
them now
before the weekend.
Can we preempt it for the weekend?
My pen's a clicking. You go.
All right. Our topic is up on our Facebook page. Go look at it. Today's topic to ponder is what family member always makes everyone laugh, and there it is. I think I'm ready for some history,
today.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
Class.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
My drummer came and got me and said the building is on fire and that we should leave. And just seconds after we got through the door, the flames came through that door and stopped people from coming out that door.
This was back in 1977, 44 years ago today. 48 years ago today, a fire raced through the Beverly Hills Supper Club in Southgate, Kentucky, a Cincinnati suburb, killing 168 people. Some died when exit doors would not open, which is not very good. Singer John Davidson was preparing to go on stage when the fire broke out.
Well, that's an unfortunate incident. And I don't 77. I don't recall that, but I was young then.
Yeah. He was a big thing back
John Davidson. When I saw his name, I didn't
Yeah.
know it was going to be related to a fire. But yes, he was a big
Yeah,
deal
he
back
did those summer specials.
Yes, he did.
On TV.
John
yeah.
Davidson, he had perfect hair.
Yeah, perfect hair,
Right.
perfect teeth. And I wondered, where'd they get this guy? I've never heard of him before. But
It
now
was-
he's on television.
It's early AI.
He's AI?
Early AI.
Early AI.
John, yeah.
Okay.
We present to you our nation's highest award, the Congressional Medal of Honor, for service above and beyond the call of duty, in action with the enemy during the Vietnam era.
41 years ago, President Reagan led a state funeral at Arlington National Cemetery for an unidentified American soldier killed in the Vietnam War. The remains later identified as those of Air Force First Lieutenant Michael Blassie, and they were sent to St. Louis for his hometown burial. So,
let me ask you a question.
Right.
The tomb of the unknown soldier, is that just one soldier, or is it?
No.
How does that work?
They just, however many people they don't have accounted for that they know have died.
That's just a symbol, though,
Yes.
for all the ones.
Yeah, but they have fields and fields of unknown soldiers, not just
okay.
one, I think. Now, there's one. There's the main one, I guess. at
Yeah, there's the
Arlington.
main monument.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me take that. Yes.
Okay.
And they asked me where I'd come from. I said, from Germany. They thought I meant the East. When I said West Germany, they were surprised. I said I'd done it for peace.
This was back in 1987, 38 years ago, to the embarrassment of Soviet officials. Matthias Russ, a 19-year-old West German pilot, landed a small plane in the Moscow Red Square without authorization.
Oops.
Russ was arrested but freed by the Soviets the following years. I kept him a while.
Yes, I remember that. He was just, hey, I'm 19
Just
years
a kid,
old.
wasn't he?
Right.
Trying to get his pilot's license or something like
Of course.
that.
Yeah, probably had to land. Oops.
Yeah. Oops.
They don't
Wrong
like
place.
that there in Moscow.
I don't bet they do.
There's a baby in the zoo that fell in the gorilla moat. Hurry! The gorillas are out.
Okay, I don't. That's got to be frightful. 2016, 9 years ago, a 3-year-old boy fell into the gorilla enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo, and that was the nature of the 9/11 call. Concluding the boy's life was in danger, rescuers shot and killed the 400-pound gorilla named Harambe, a decision which led to worldwide criticism.
Well, of course.
Well, did they get the kid out?
Yeah, there was. I think there was some, some video of the boy. I think he fell in. And knocked him out or something, and he was laying there for quite a while.
Well, didn't the gorilla go over there?
The gorilla came over and touched him and touched him a little bit.
Right.
And I don't know, but he may have even picked him up and pulled him, and I think that's when they shot him.
Yeah. And, and the gorilla was just trying to help a kid out.
Yeah, he was curious.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, well. Not good.
No.
There he is, the little man who started this big war.
Right now, I'm the real you.
Sure, and I'm the real you. You sound deranged.
All right. 2 years ago, the critically acclaimed HBO drama Succession ended with its final of its 4th season, and that was a clip from the show.
And I wasn't big on HBO dramas because you had to pay for it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Not all of us have a big fat wallet like you.
No, I. There's just here's what you do. Here's what you do.
What?
There's a show that you absolutely would pay for.
Right.
You pay for it, and then when the series is over, you stop the subscription.
Oh, is that how that works?
That's how that works.
I do that.
Or you get on the phone with them when they call back and say, "We want you back." I say, you
got to cut the price.
Yeah, you got to cut the price, and they do. They
Yeah.
cut it. They cut it down way low. Still, it's too high. Okay, the next ones we have to read.
All right, Gladys Knight, happy birthday, 81 years old today. Of course, she was with the Pips, had a great solo career. You want me to sing you a bit? I'm on the midnight train to Georgia. I can't sing with my sinuses clogged. I'm on the midnight train to Georgia. There you go.
It didn't even sound like the song.
I know. Happy birthday to her.
Yeah. Also, happy birthday to musician John Fogerty. He was born in 1945. He is 80 today.
80, and he's still wearing flannel shirts like he did on stage back in the day.
He's stuck in the 60s.
Have you ever seen the rain?
That's the song.
There
Fogerty was the guiding force and voice behind Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR. And among those hits...
have you ever seen the rain? Give me some more.
You want me to sing it?
No. Gosh.
Okay.
If I can't sing, you certainly can't.
Oh, okay.
Hey, happy birthday to Australian singer Kylie Minogue. She had one hit? Yeah, Out of My Way. She's 57 years old. Back in the day, she was a one-hit wonder. Born in this day in 1968. 57 years old, Australian singer Kylie Minogue.
Okay. And also singer Colby Calais was born on this day in 1985. 40 years old today. After posting her song on MySpace. Remember MySpace?
Long ago.
Really. Calais scored a record deal with her very first hit, Bubbly.
Yeah,
Bubbly.
Don't they have a carbonated beverage like that now?
Yeah, they do.
Anyways.
It's not very good.
No, it's not. Got a little, I know. Or I would have said it was.
Okay.
There we go.
We are going to take our first break, and when we come back, we'll have Erica Jones and also Mitchel. They are with the North Arkansas Regional Medical Center's life care specialist, and I think Kim Rosson is here too to add flavor.
Flavor, yes.
A little flavor, to the show.
Do you want me to leave? While you do this, I'm asking for a friend.
No. Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
96.1.
And welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and what's his name?
Yeah, I know. I've decided I'm just going to shut up.
Yeah, Paradise Cream has summer hours.
Paradise Cream, they're open today at 3. They stay open till 8, and I love their ice cream. Now, I just went in and tried the rum raisin while you were...
I stole the eggnog one yesterday.
No, we don't steal. They bring it to us.
No, I stole it.
We need a refill.
Okay.
I would like some chocolate peanut butter. So I tried the rum. Let me just take this. I tried the rum raisin, and the key lime pie is phenomenal.
Yeah,
and I did taste a little.
There's a little bit more in there, isn't there?
There is. And this morning, around 5:15, I tried the sea salt caramel. So they have over 30 flavors, and they're open. They got their summer hours. They're open till 8 tonight. Tomorrow through Saturday, noon to 8. Mm-hmm. Sunday, noon to 7. They have 30 flavors, non-dairy and vegan. And I'm not going to try those, but I'm going to try 30 flavors before they're done.
They came to the hospital week.
Yeah. Have you guys tried? Let me tell you who's in the studio with us today. Erica Jones, Mitchel, and Kim Rosson. And Erica and Michelle are here with North Arkansas Regional Medical Center's life care specialist. Yes. And Beamer could not wait for the interview to start. He had to know what a life care specialist was.
I wanted to know in case I needed one.
And she explained it, and the interview's over.
Right. And Kim jumped me and said, "What are you doing this beforehand?" I didn't want to wing it. Yeah. I don't feel well when people are picking on me.
So, Erica, explain what a life care specialist is.
So we educate our patients about how to safely take their medications. We talk to them give them just different information about opioids. We also offer different behavioral management skills, different ways to deal with their pain instead of just taking their opioids.
Is this for people that are having trouble overdosing themselves with medication, or just how to take the medication? I mean, the pharmacists would do that, right?
So we deal with, we help anybody basically but we focus on patients who are pre-op, or we hit the floor, or we also deal with patients, there's patients we do also behavioral management skills. So if there's a patient with anxiety or suicide ideation, or we deal with postpartum moms. So we do different behavioral management skills and opioid education. So
do you have to be a pharmacist and know all the drugs, or just the ones that are prescribed by the doctor for these situations?
So no, you don't.
Okay.
No.
All right.
We basically kind of scrub a chart, if you will, and find a patient that, maybe they're not even on an opioid, but they're dealing with something that there's pain involved. And so we'll kind of go in and just try to teach them some coping skills. Yeah. We will catch the OB moms also, because we've noticed that, not that we've noticed, but we know that when a mom has a baby, they have the baby and they get sent home and they're kind of out there just navigating the world on their own.
Right.
And so, sometimes they will be on an opioid. So of course we'll educate on that, make sure that if they have toddlers and little ones at home, that they're safely putting those medications away. And then we also provide information for Narcan, which they can get from NAFI. And then we've also got another resource where we'll have Narcan mailed directly to that patient's house.
Narcan is a drug that kind of neutralizes any kind of opiate, right?
Yeah, it reverses the opioid. So what it does is it pulls the opioid out of those receptors.
Yeah.
And so it will immediately, sometimes it'll take a second dose, but it will pull the opioids directly out of those receptors.
So this would be a situation where they've overdosed themselves or taken too much of something.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
And then we also try to identify patients. Erica will catch some patients in the emergency room that have come in maybe for an overdose or a poisoning. We're noticing that fentanyl is
a problem.
Not in a prescribed form, but it's in our
self-use.
And so we try to catch those patients and try to get them set up.
Yeah. How prevalent is drugs here in this area?
Very, very prevalent.
Yeah. Arkansas ranks number 2 in opioids. Yeah.
Wow. I was hoping that would go down. I was going to see if it gone down at all, and apparently we're trying to get to the cream of the crop here. And then that's unfortunate, because I imagine people that have to take an opioid for pain are already psyched up and say, look, I don't know if I want to take this. I don't know if I should. Is there an alternative anymore?
Well, there's
is there an alternative, or do you have to find something that works actually for the patient?
We don't prescribe anything, of course, but we'll have a conversation with them, directing them back to their physician to voice their concerns, because you'll find often that the patients don't have that conversation with their provider. Right. We'll meet them in pre-op, and they'll say, "Oh, I don't take opioids," or I can't take those. And then we're saying, well, you need to go back and have this really important conversation with your doctor before you come out of surgery with a prescription for that and no direction. So.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't even know that they're taking an opioid. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They assume that fentanyl is an opioid, and I'm not going to take that, or OxyContin. They don't realize that drugs like Tramadol or Vicodin or Percocet are opioids.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
is there a situation
prevention through education is what the goal is.
Yeah.
Is there a situation where opioids are taken, and then it gets to the point where the person feels like they need more? Is there a point where the drug becomes ineffective and they think they need more? Or
yes, if a person, it depends on how long they've been taking it, their body becomes tolerant on it, so then they think that they need more, and it takes a higher dose to be able to hit the pain receptors.
That's where I could see where you guys are invaluable, where you help them deal with it externally. It's instead of helping them with the drug, you help them live with or change their attitude.
Coping.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
Well, we provide education with some different skills. We have an app that's called the iChill app, and that helps, whether you're having a lot of pain or you're just anxious, depressed. A lot of times patients will feel like that cabin fever almost when they're down with a fractured hip or down with a knee replacement and things like that. And so they're just ways to bring them from the higher low zone into like a resilient area where they can, kind of get out of that overthinking and that we hyperfixate, and then that's where we, go wrong. So we teach them different skills to.
It compounds the problem when you're down, and you're isolated or you're alone, or all those things kind of pile on you, and then the frustration of not being around people and the loneliness and all that.
And so, what do you do?
Yeah.
So you try to fix something for the pain,
And we make sure that the patients know that we are there as a resource for them, to navigate anything and everything after surgery, before surgery, just to have that one person to go to no matter what it is. We're not going to be able to fix it or help in a lot of situations, but we can at least navigate for them and know that they have an ear of someone that does want to help and listen, and, we can help them in a situation.
And sometimes that's all it takes. Just
absolutely.
a little, let's have a conversation, and this, boom, the light comes on, and,
It's true. And we do make follow-up calls, about a month or so after a pre-op, or maybe a couple weeks, depending on the situation. And just to...
So let's, when did life care specialists begin? Do you want to answer that, Kim, or who would know?
So Kami Wolf, who lives in Atlanta, Georgia, her son, Christopher Wolf, battled with a medical condition. What is it called?
He had ulcerative colitis.
And he battled with opioid addiction for 14 years. And so he passed away. So she created the organization Memory of Christopher. And so it originally started in Atlanta, and then Arkansas. It's 2 hospitals in Arkansas that was awarded money with AARP. And so it was, what is it?
It's Ouachita County.
Ouachita County and us who received
it's
opioid
money. Settlement fund.
So
okay.
So it's Atlanta, or it's Georgia and Arkansas.
So the partnership, it's a partnership between AARP and the CWC, which is the Christopher Wolf Crusade. And so we received that grant for a 2-year program.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's been going for a
and so positioned right inside North Arkansas Regional Medical Center.
Yes.
And it's you have an office there inside.
Yes.
Okay. How can they contact you? If they is this a referral type of situation, or
it can be?
It can be, or if you need more information, how do they get a hold of you?
I think that there's a general email to the hospital. We do have, if they were to just call the hospital directly and ask for a life care specialist, they would definitely get directed in the right way. But I think there's a general email also that they had provided. We can leave some cards also. But basically, they could just call the hospital and ask for, how do I get in touch with a life care specialist, and we'll.
All right.
What a great resource.
Yeah.
You know what?
Absolutely.
What a great resource.
For a state that's number 2.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal resource.
Yeah.
So we're glad you guys are doing something like this. Yeah. We really are.
You guys are the guerrilla fighters out on the front lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Really
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, anything you want to add, Kim?
Yes.
She's been dying to all morning.
Oh, no. One thing I will say, like Michelle said, if they can go on our website, the NARMC.com, there'll be a contact, like a button, and you can click on that, and it'll tell you then.
I know there was going to be a landing
There's an
page.
email. Yeah, there will be an email. And that a lot of times that goes to the marketing department, and then the marketing department will transfer it, send it out where it needs to go. So they'll make sure they get it. Okay, we've got a couple things.
I figured you did.
I do. I have a couple things. We got 2 things this weekend. This is baby weekend. We have our Hero for Baby 5K. You know, it was postponed.
You're making babies run now?
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Oh my gosh.
Some may.
Sweet.
Yes, have capes and everything. And it starts at 8:30. And that is the 5K is put on by the foundation. It's benefiting the labor and delivery services that we have at the hospital. It was postponed to the weather, and so they moved it to this Saturday. And so it happens to be right before we have Baby Fest. And so the hospital took over Baby Fest a few years back, and so that's going to be at the Signature Community Bank Room, and it's from 10 to 12. And it's for any expecting mothers or children up to 3 years old. It's free to the community. And it's a way to connect with medical professionals. Y'all will be there.
We'll be there. Yep.
They'll be there as well. They offer resources like breastfeeding, education, car seat safety, childbirth experts, infant CPR, and there'll be lots of giveaways and prizes. So it's just a really fun weekend. And be sure you come out and do all that. The next Tuesday we have our blood drive, and this time it's going to be at the Met Plaza. And so that is put on. We partner with CBCO, which is Community Blood Center of the Ozarks. And that is, for those who don't know, CBCO is the sole provider of blood, platelets, and plasma to over 40 hospitals in Northwest Arkansas, Southwest Missouri, and Southeast Kansas. So for every one blood donation could help as many as 3 people. So come out. It's next Tuesday from 9 to 3 at the Med Plaza.
Do you have to RSVP?
Well, there is a number. I'm trying to think. I can't remember exactly. You don't have to. I think people have showed up there too. But you can call, and I don't have that number with me, but you can call the hospital and they can put you through. We can call, let me think.
414-444.
That's Dan. 4444. Dan's 44. It's like 4442 is marketing, and they can let you know exactly where it needs to go. So, but yeah, you can. People just show up there too and do it. So anyway, but we've got those great things. So we hope you all come out and support the hospital. And like I said, we've got some. Everything that we do, that we bring here to you guys, is just to show you all the different services that we have and how important these services are to our community, and that how North Arkansas Regional Medical Center is a part of that. So, anyway.
All right,
that's fantastic. And with all these little areas you have at the hospital, I think that getting the word out like this and letting people know that there are these specialized little areas. If you need help with a certain thing, just ask. Just ask. You probably got it, right?
When sometimes you don't know unless you do ask.
Right.
You know, you just don't know.
You have to really be, I want to say belligerent, but that's me. You really have to be belligerent on your health care these days, and you have to ask those questions. Or your friend will, did you ask him this? Did you ask him that? Well, no. Well, I would have, So you got to be pro health care for each other. And with all these little specialized deals you guys got going, I don't see why people just don't call a hospital and start asking questions.
There you go.
Well, they do.
They do.
They do.
We appreciate it.
Did you want to talk about your little bag?
Oh, so no, we brought you some goodies.
Oh,
that's all.
Okay. Well, there's only one bag, Beamer. So
did I get grabby? Did I get handsy? Did I get grabby? Did I ask about the bag? No. Dan, take the dang bag.
Well, I thought it was full of. I asked him. I said, "This is full of donuts."
Is there no sweets in there? Look,
if it was full of donuts, we'd be keeping it.
Hands off.
You need an anxiety
ball. We bought
stress balls.
Stress
okay.
ball. Yes.
Those are great.
Thank you.
And then this is a resource guide, and this is Christopher's story, a little bit about different pain management. Talks about Narcan and fentanyl personal and stuff like that. And then we have you some magnets and some pens, and then we have ice packs for you too. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, that's what I wanted to know.
No, you need the stress ball. Thank goodness. Thank you, Erica,
You're
Michelle,
welcome. Erica,
Kim.
Michelle.
Thanks for all coming in
Thank
today.
you,
We
guys.
appreciate you guys.
We're going to take another break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and the Beamer this week.
Yeah.
One and only week, hopefully.
Whatever. It's all good. I kind of, like I've told you, I've always enjoyed doing Around the Table, so.
It's a different format than what you do.
And it's a lot of fun. It really is. And you guys put out a lot of good community information, we put
out a lot of information. We try to I always feel like I don't do enough, though.
Right.
You never. Do you feel that way too?
Yeah, sometimes. But you know, you have to lead them to the water.
Yeah.
You know, and if you try to get them to drink, and then people start deviating.
Yeah.
So you know, just
do what you got to do.
Just bring them to the water. It's up to them. That's all. That's all we can do.
Yeah,
so we
that's
provide the information, and there you go.
Yeah, the water hole's right here, folks. So come on down and slurp it up. You know, a lot of national trendy things are going on around. Trump just pardoned these people. I don't know who they are.
The Chrisleys. Now I
have no idea who they are.
Well, they were on cable somewhere, and they had a show called Chrisleys Know Best or something, and they got into a little bit of trouble, federal fraud and tax evasion.
I think they borrowed $3 million and didn't pay it back or something like that.
$30 million.
30.
Yes.
Oh, that's a lot different.
So, and they're in jail. So I don't know why he
pardoned them. Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't either, but they did. So are they going to come back on TV?
Yeah. No, I was looking at the news this morning. They said that they thought the punishment was too much. They put them in 20 years or something like that. I don't know how long, but
probably so.
But I think Trump said that's way too much.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice if they paid it back, though. I mean, if they stole the money, I mean,
yes, hello.
Kind of a black and white type of deal.
It is.
But I think the story here is about they had a reality show.
Yeah.
On USA, I think. And they're not sure if they're wanting to have them back in like a post-prison.
Oh, good Lord.
Reality. I mean, everybody's got a reality show now, right?
Yes.
I mean, we could have one.
We could.
Yeah.
We could. And it would be the same stuff as everybody else's.
Yeah, it'd be the same format.
Yeah, it's just your everyday life.
But you got to have an antagonist in all of these.
Yes, you do, and that would be Todd Chrisley. I don't know much about his wife, don't care. But, yes, they need to pay that money back.
Did you ever watch that show?
You know what? I scrolled through it, watched about 5 minutes, and said, garbage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
now,
the
what
best.
were they? Were they investors or something?
I don't. I couldn't tell you. It's one of those things where I don't even think anybody had a job.
Well, yeah. You look at some people and you go, you watch them on TV and you go, what do they do for a living? Do they do a 9 to 5?
No.
Do they slush money?
Apparently. How do you get $30 million loan and just walk away? I mean, I guess you could.
Yeah, I always wonder about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know what it takes for my income.
Right.
I kind of have to go to work.
Yes, on a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
And if not, you better have something that's going to pay them bills.
Yeah. So anyway, that's happening. They're thinking that maybe TLC or A&E will pick them up.
Well, good. I'll just keep scrolling.
Keep scrolling.
Keep scrolling.
Well, how many networks are there anyway? 300 or 400?
Yes. So they can fall somewhere.
How can any of them survive?
I don't know. And some of them have subsets of channels now.
Yeah. Digichannels.
You're right.
Yeah.
There's the 0.2 and the 0.3 and the 0.1.
Some of them
right?
at our station.
Yeah. So there's a plethora of TV channels of absolutely nothing. You know what? I'll go to watch This Old House reruns. You can still learn something.
This Old House.
This Old House. I love that show.
Well, my wife Kelly watches.
Holmes on Holmes?
No, she watches. I just forgot.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
No, it was Little House on the Prairie. I mean, that's pretty tame television.
It is.
But the stories are full of morals.
Of course they are.
Which we don't have anymore.
None.
Kind of.
Well,
a little bit of morals.
Some of us do. I'm not going to judge everybody. I'm not going to judge anybody.
Yeah.
If you don't have them, you don't have them. That's on you.
Yeah. Well, that's a choice.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway,
I like my morals.
Hey, and you've seen this the video of the volcano in Hawaii?
No, but it's.
I mean, it spurts out lava 300 feet in the air. I mean, 300 feet. That's like from here to the square.
Yes, and that's
somewhere.
Well, it's close enough, and it's Kilauea, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, when did we find out it was full of gold?
I don't know, but it's squirting out gold. They're finding gold in the lava.
Okay, well, what do you use to filter out the molten lava from the gold?
I don't know.
A sluice box?
I guess you melted that. I don't know.
Hey, see?
How would you do that?
It's all on fire.
And it's all coagulated
there you
together.
Go, coagulated.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you get it out?
I don't know.
There's a theory that most of the world's gold, or the Earth's, the world, is locked in the planet's core. So if there's gold down there and the volcano's puking it out hot, there's going to be a way where when it gets cold and calcified or whatever hard, that they can break that down and get the gold out.
Yeah.
You watch, and then it'll be a series.
You know, if way back in the before time, when they discovered gold,
right?
If they had discovered something else instead of gold that they thought was more precious, it would be more valuable.
Yeah, like dirt.
Right,
or whatever.
Yeah, or a flint rock.
Yes.
And if that were the case, then every Arkansas resident would be a millionaire.
Oh, I know I would.
At least I can go out and grab me a flint rock out of the dirt road.
I can't even keep a 10 by 10 area rockless in this state to grow a little piece of grass.
Yeah.
I got to go out and keep looking at. They erupt? Our rocks erupt.
They grow out of the ground.
Too bad they don't have gold in them.
When I bush hog my property, I have gotten off the tractor so many times and just picked up rocks.
Oh.
And then you get to the point where you think, oh, this year, no rocks. But for some reason, they keep coming out of the ground.
Yep, they do.
Kelly and I was watching a show the other day, and they were digging this swimming pool. And this was in Laurel, Mississippi. And they were digging a swimming pool in the backyard. And I'm thinking, they're going to have so many rocks back there. But they showed the backhoe guy out there, and he started to dig, and it was like butter.
Oh, don't you dislike that a lot?
Yes.
It's like, where can we get dirt like that? My property goes from sandy loam to rocks to sandy loam where you can't grow anything. It's just sand.
Yeah.
It's like I'm walking on a beach with rocks.
Yeah.
I love Arkansas.
Yeah. I just wonder about the homesteaders that came here from Pennsylvania or something where the dirt's beautiful. And they say, yeah, we're going to go down to what they call the Ozarks to be farming.
Yeah, sure.
They're giving land away. They're deeding land. The government's deeding at least 40 acres a person. So let's go down as a family. We'll get 360 acres, and we'll farm. And they spend 2 years trying to find a piece of dirt that has no rock in it.
Yes. And if they and who wants to waste the time de-rocking it? It's
really
futile. It really is futile.
But they did.
They did.
They spent their time doing it. And look at the residents that live here today. Oh, and you know the what was the Spaniard that won the Indianapolis 500? You remember who that was?
Oh gosh, no, I do.
What was his name?
I can't remember.
Connor Daly.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Connor Daly, and the race is what? 3 hours?
3 hours long, yeah.
Okay. He went to the bathroom in his pants. They wear diapers.
He did a number one.
Yes, he
did a number one.
Yes, he released a little pee, and
he confessed that, though.
Well, so I would.
Well, you would. You would say that you pooped your pants too.
But he did it before the race. That's the worst part. Yes,
he couldn't jump to the restroom. I guess there's so many fire protection, long johns on.
You're sitting in that car. You've got all that on. Your helmet's hooked up to air and a microphone. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to go.
You know what? I bet he's a clean freak. That's why he won the race. He wanted to get the race over with so he could go take a shower.
Well, yeah, when you're sitting in your own for 3 hours.
See?
But the race car drivers, they have that. They wear adult diapers.
Well, astronauts do too.
Yes, you have to.
How long were the Apollo astronauts in space around that went to the moon?
Yeah.
How many days were they there? You know, can you go that long without
no
doing a
no?
You know,
no, you have to.
Where do you go?
Out behind the moon.
They did not have
rock.
Toilets in the Apollo.
They did not.
Capsule.
They had a big leg and a suit.
Oh boy! You know, with that, we probably ought to let people have a break.
There we go.
So we can have one. We're going to do that right now. We'll be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back to Around the Table. Paradise Cream is open for the summer. They're open Monday through Wednesday from 3 to 8, and then also Thursday through Saturday from noon to 8, and then Sundays from noon to 7.
A great place to go and get a little.
How many flavors do they have over there?
Well, it says over 30. I would
Over
like
30.
to. I would like to try each and every one.
Okay.
I should start a list.
Yeah. You know, and I tell people if you want more than 30, then you have to go over to Mountain Home. They've got a storefront there that you can get the extra flavors.
And you know, it's really. I noticed it's really smooth.
Yeah.
I had the key lime pie. It's very very delicious. There's so many flavors, including non-dairy and vegan. German chocolate cake. Strawberry's always a favorite. Oh, I wonder if they have a cherry.
I bet they do. That's probably a standard
cherry.
flavor, yeah.
That and some chocolate peanut butter would be nice.
They have a blueberry that's really good.
Yes,
too.
they do. A blueberry cheesecake.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we've sampled some around here. They bring it to us to sample and to tell you how great it is because it is. Look, I'm an ice cream addict.
Yeah.
If there's some in the freezer, I'm gonna taste test.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put a little in my coffee in the morning.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't want to dirty a dish.
Yeah.
I'll put some in my coffee, and I'll sample.
Uh-huh.
But if you want to take the family out, they're right there across from Pizza Hut on Main Street, Harrison. They are open summer hours. They are dishing it up as fast as they can for you.
Well, that's good. You know, I thought for a minute that they just brought premium ice cream here, thinking it was a different batch than what they sold.
Oh, you thought we got the cream of the crop?
The cream of the crop,
right?
yeah. And so I went there one time, didn't tell anybody I was going.
Right.
And I went there and I thought, okay, this is going to taste different. Oh, it's the same.
Yeah.
I mean, they make it in their.
They do.
They make it in the store. It's homemade stuff.
Yes, it is with quality ingredients, and you can tell when you taste it.
Yeah.
It is really, really smooth.
Yeah.
And me as an ice cream addict, you know, the better tasting stuff.
You may need some help from the ladies that were here.
I'm going to call Erica up. Hi, my name's Kevin, and I have a problem with ice cream.
Can you give me some kind of Narcan or something?
I know. Sometimes I wish when I'm halfway into a quart and a half.
Yeah.
Somebody give me a shot that makes me stop.
Yeah.
Anyway, Paradise Ice Cream. Paradise Cream. It is quality, good ice cream stuff.
Yes. You know, you took a trip out to Los Angeles.
Yes, and specifically Newbury Park.
Right. And were there any homeless people? Did you see any homeless people?
Yes, but I didn't go specifically.
I mean, they're cleaning it up, I think.
Yes. You know, I noticed that, Dan, in the San Fernando
From the
Valley.
last time you went?
Yes. The homeless, yes.
And who's doing that? The governor?
I don't know.
What's his name?
Gavin Newsom?
Gavin Newsom, yeah.
I don't know exactly, but I did notice less homeless on the street.
Yeah.
I did. Because I cruised around the old neighborhood, looked at the old home, you know, reminisced with my buddies. But the valley still seems the same. It's not conducive to good, healthy living.
Yeah. Well, the family
like
probably doesn't need to live there.
No, probably not. But anyway.
Well, there's a guy that from that area has given away all of his possessions, including his home, to live in a park.
Griffith Park?
Yeah. This is in Orlando,
okay.
But it's not. But it's kind of similar. I was asking about homeless, and this guy is homeless now. He's from Orlando. He tried to give all away of his stuff, including the house, all his savings, and the clothes he was wearing, and live naked in L.A.'s Griffin Park.
That's a big park.
Yeah. So I guess he moved to L.A.
After 3 months, he grew to love foraging and living under the stars, so he just kept doing it.
And I wonder how that's going to change with Gavin Newsom trying to clean things up.
It depends.
Going to make him wear BVDs or something.
BVDs. I remember you have your BVD. Did that company? I have not seen a BVD pair of underwear in a long time.
I had a pair of BVD underwear, and they were the sewing in the front was iconic.
Oh,
it was sewn a little differently than normal.
The flap,
and the flap didn't work.
Well,
so
yeah, I hate when that happens.
Yeah. Anyway.
So but anyway, back to the thing. Yes, I happen to notice that there were less homeless people. You still have the psychos at the bus stop screaming.
Well, those are
the mental health.
They need to be mentally evaluated.
But as far as just people like this guy living on the street, yes, it is a lot.
Yeah, but he's living nude, though. How's he get away with that?
Because he's in Griffith Park and you can hide there.
Is it a grown-up type of park?
Yeah, well, the Griffith Park Observatory is there, and it's right next to Elysian Park. So you just go through, they have the police academy up there, and you could, when I was a city worker, in order to waste time as a government official, construction worker, we would drive around, waste time.
Oh.
So we'd all,
And get paid for it, or did you have to clock out?
No, we never clocked out. Oh, no, come on. You have to leave the yard and go to the job site. There's all kinds of stuff you can do in between.
You're one of those guys that I wonder about.
Yes.
How do they get all their money? They just drive around.
They drive around. We drive around and look for naked people in Griffith Park. But no, I've been all through all those areas. Yes, there's plenty of places to live under a tree.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
I got to go to the doctor today.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what today is then.
Oh, what today what today? Oh, it's Hamburger Day.
Hamburger Day. National Hamburger Day.
Yes.
When the hamburger was invented in New Haven, Connecticut in the year 1900.
Some guy wanted a to-go burger.
He had a lunch wagon. So,
right,
so he just got some hamburger and he squished it into a patty.
And there we are. Bam.
And I don't know why he called it a hamburger. It was steak at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he had a few pieces of bacon on it. He called it hamburger.
Right. We eat about 5 billion burgers a year on average. Most Americans eat burgers 3 times a week.
Really?
Yeah. And McDonald's, 75 hamburgers every second.
Wow.
That's a lot of intestinal distress right there.
Well, you've heard that you can put a McDonald's out and it will never go
bad
deteriorate or anything. Yeah.
So National Hamburger Day. What is Manhattan Hinge? Manhattan Hinge.
Your InstaFeed is going to be full of pictures from Manhattan at sunset because tonight is Manhattan Hinge. Twice a year in New York City, the rising and setting sun lines up perfectly with Manhattan's grid pattern streets.
Oh, like Stonehenge.
Like Stonehenge, yeah. So that's what that's all about.
All right. And flip-flop day. I don't wear those because I don't like things in between my front 2 toes and my heel slips off. Remember when they called them thongs?
Thongs, yeah.
Back in our day, they called them thongs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Hey, have a great Wednesday.
Yes.
It's the peak of the week. It's all downhill from here. Dan and I will be back with Around the Table tomorrow and Friday before Ann gets back. Smiles, kindness, joy, love, and happiness. You want to say goodbye?
Goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.